You know, I remember one certain time I was working in the UK, in Colchester, and I took one of my clients. You know, for those of you who work in the disability sector, we're there before. You know, I took this client and we went for a long walk around a very big park. And I spotted a man. He was just with his guitar and he was just playing. What was he playing? He was playing some songs and people began to gather. My heart was stirred up to engage with him because the guitar he was playing was able to draw men around. So I came to him. I said, you know, these are not the kind of songs you are supposed to sing. But how come that your songs are able to draw men close? So, saints of God, I began to record that music has something that it does to the soul of a man. These were not Christian music. These were not Christian songs. But when people heard them, how come they were able to draw to that kind of man? And he told me, brother, I don't know what is happening to me. I used to be an evangelist, anointed to preach the gospel. But each time I want to go out, I see myself singing for the world. So there is a time most often in the life of a man where at times are on fire for God today. And before you know it, that fire suddenly dries up. And then I heard my client on the hand and I began to weep inside of me. How be it that what the strings is playing is able to draw men? What if he's able to translate those strings to invitation to Jesus? Maybe many that gathered, 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, might have given their life to Christ. And I remembered again that many a times we've been operating under the dictates of the flesh. We've been operating under the patterns of the world. The world has now become a teacher of the children of the world. When a believer spends his time on things that does not encourage spiritual growth, it's only a matter of time that that believer will no longer be found in the confines of the mandate. I went home and I began to pray for this man. And I remember that I cried to God that night. I said, God, remember that there was a time your servant had wrote many books in scriptures. He went to begin to persecute Christians, but you changed his life. And when the light shone from heaven, you know, everything that controls Paul was that of Christ. So this man that is playing strings in that park, oh Lord, I pray that there will be a visitation on his life. And whenever he goes there to play the strings on the keyboard, something will change. I kept on praying. The next week, I took my client to that place. I met this man again playing the strings. But the message he was passing was not the message of Christ. And I remember kneeling down on that park. I said, God, if thou be God that created the heavens and the earth, you send your son Jesus Christ to come and die. Let there be a change that this man today will go home and everything about him will change. And I went home, came to pray. And then one day I came and I saw him with the Bible. He was no longer with a guitar. The only thing he was saying is that all of you that passes here, I used to come here to come and play for you. But I bring you a message. This message that I bring into you is about Jesus Christ that I found. I saw tears dropping down my page. I lifted up my hands in that park close to the city center in Colchester. I said, thank you, Jesus, that once again, that you are able to answer the prayer of a man who is going after shift. Remember, I was on shift. I was also supposed to join this man to be preaching, but I was still going to the shift while he was preaching. Meaning, I was not different from this man. I was only filled with compassion. There was a zeal inside of me that's supposed to change everything about me, to join this man to be preaching. But you see, some appetite was drawing me away from the reason why God sent me to that land of Colchester.